Mamma Mia with Muriel Desar. Empowering women through motherhood. We are Talk 100.3.
Welcome to Mamma Mia with me, Muriel. And like I always promise you, some amazing guest into the studios. Today is a bit different. And yes, I've finally broken that string of women that I've kept having into the studios. Today, for the very first time, on my show, I have a gentleman who has agreed to join me. And for all you women who've rolled your eyes up saying, but you had a clause, Muriel, saying that this is a woman-only show. But I have a reason why he's in our studios. And he's none other than Shivansh Rachit, the founder and board member of Hedge & Sachs. So welcome to the show, Shivansh.
Thank you for inviting me. And very much thank you for me being here. And yes, I'm representing my company as a founder, and we have started 2 years back with the entire operations, and now we are coming up with this idea of investor as a product in the market.
Right. But you do realize that you're the first man on my show, right? I mean, this is a women-only show. And the reason why I wanted to have you on my show was for this amazing launch that you've had. It's called Invest Her.
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah.
And please talk to me firstly about you, about your brand, and what is Invest Her?
So basically, first I'll talk about me. We started 2 years back as a consultant in investment industry, and we started giving advices to our clients that how they should plan their investments. And believe me, from day one, the kind of advantage they have been taken from us being as an investment partner in their portfolio, they have been benefited a lot. But after the operations of 2 years, what we realized that in our portfolio, there are more than 1,000 clients from Southeast Asia, Middle East, India, UK, and there are hardly 12 to 13% of them are women. So it's a huge difference, which I wanted to actually come up with few more things where we can actually increase that 12% to another 40%, 50%, maybe 90% in coming times. So Investor as a product is all about connecting with more and more women, making them much more comfortable about thinking about investments, financial figures, if they are planning to do something. Because what happens, it could be many reasons, subjective reasons, or maybe their work-life system is something like that, where they cannot dwell much more about their investment. They cannot plan things accordingly in a longer run. So we want to solve those problems. We want to come up with an ecosystem with a connection of social peers kind of a thing, wherein we'll be giving them advices, consultation, and we'll be helping them managing their liabilities. We'll be helping them understanding then how much they can save and how much they can invest, what are the venues of investment, depending on case-to-case basis.
But also, do you feel that education also plays a very important role? You know, when you're talking about women, and obviously you're talking about their lifestyle and how busy they can get and the XYZ things that are added onto their plate. But how important is education out here, and how do you think Hedge & Sachs is helping bridge that gap when it comes to educating the women? Because obviously you've mentioned that you'll coach people as well, you'll coach these women, you'll direct them into the right direction. So what are the kind of steps that you guys are taking to ensure that, if I come to you and I want to invest, how would you take me through? And do I need to be of a certain salary bracket or?
No, absolutely not. If I take about the initiatives which we are going to take, you as an individual, so we'll provide you a free consultation with us, with one of the advisor who is going to understand that where your financial positions are standing right now. And we'll also try to understand your goals in coming sessions. We'll also provide you group sessions wherein you will be connecting with more peers. We'll give you the liability management plan, which is utmost important when you're thinking about how to invest, how to actually bring out a few pennies or maybe some portion of your money out for investment, and then how you should manage your savings as well. So we'll be coming up with few things, and the most important thing is then this is going to be more of an individual person-to-person basis services. Not only it's going to be limited on the software. Right? So it's not only going to be an app base or a website, you just have to go there. We'll be coming to you, you'll be coming to us, and we'll be sorting out things for you on the different sessions of this entire services.
Oh, great. This sounds really, really exciting, because I think something that really, really caught my attention was the fact that you'll coach. And I was wondering if you all do have salary bracket where only women earning probably over 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000 can be eligible for something like. What is the criteria if I want to invest? Is there any particular criteria?
See, for this I'll say that this financial market is one of the biggest market we are going into if we talk about investments. So there should not be any criteria. No, not even a single dirham or maybe $100,000 is a big money or small money. If you want to plan your investment with $1, $20, $100, we can start thinking that how you should actually invest. Okay, because it's not like that you should fulfill a certain criteria. The only thing which should be there that you should have money to invest, and you should have that intent that, okay, I have some financial goals, I should invest. That intent is very important here, because the moment you have that thing, then we'll start planning things for you.
Amazing. This conversation has just gotten started, and I am in conversation with Shivansh Rachit, the founder and board member of Hedge and Sachs. We're talking all about investment, and when we talk about investment, I cannot leave alone Invest Her. What is Invest Her, and why is it imperative that women should take a leaf out of today's show and really consider in probably securing your future, the least to say so? What were the hurdles that you faced? And I'm sure there were plenty. If you could just pinpoint a few and talk to us. Is it, I feel, in my opinion, and solely this is my opinion, I'm not going to quote anybody over here, I feel it's very difficult to convince a woman to invest. But on the other hand, a man at a drop of a hat would immediately jump onto the investment bandwagon. I mean.
Yeah, that you are absolutely correct on that part. What I believe is that, of course, when you talk about financial figures, talk about investment, so they are not very keen on the fact that they would be investing. Why? Because they want to keep their money in your checking account. They want to keep their money below the pillows. So they are happy doing that. So that's the one fact. And there are several other reasons which is very subjective to each and every single individual.
Right.
So it's more about bringing awareness about the importance of investment in the current geopolitical situation and the changing economy we are living into. So what I think is a certain person or a certain woman should think of investment in due to the current economy we are living into. Because that's the most important thing we should understand, because the kind of currency wars which are going on between different nations and the kind of trade settlements which are ongoing and sanctions which is happening. So you'll keep seeing that it is actually some or the other way impacting your savings. Your checking account has been actually depreciating in terms of the rate you should have been earned to match up the currency power when you go and try to invest somewhere. If you go and try to buy something, that difference will be always there. Your liabilities are being actually coming up in coming years. You'll see that there are hikes on the interest rates. So these things, some or the other way, definitely not going to make you understand that it's impacting the same day, but in 6 months of time, or maybe 2 years of time, 5 years of time, if you're not investing, if you have not started investing today, then definitely it's going to have a long run, a huge impact on your money.
Oh, great. Wow, that's a shocker actually, because, suddenly you're talking about the economy and the world economy, and then obviously it's true, it's happening right before us. The eyes are rolling even wider. But talk to me about the different avenues that you have to for a woman to invest. If I want to invest, what are the different avenues that I can invest in?
See, there are endless number of opportunities when you talk about the financial investments. Even if you want to, apart from that financial investment, even if you want to venture into something, we can help you plan even that as well. Right?
Okay.
Because many women are very much interested in venturing into some new startups, and they want to invest in the businesses which are ongoing, and they are looking for some short-term returns, or they are looking to raise their investment in terms of equity. There are stock investment, there are ETFs, there are mutual funds, there are even commodities. So all these investment depend on the certain level of your requirement, that when you want the liquidation part. Let's suppose if you're planning something for a very shorter period of time, then you should go for a investment which can actually give you returns from today or maybe in coming 1 or 2 months of time. And if you're okay to sideline a portion of your money which you can actually kept on hold for another 2 years or 5 years of time, there are different avenues for investments. So that's what I initially said, that it has to be tailored as per your financial goals. Is it a short-term thing or is it a long-term thing?
Right, but do you find it very difficult to talk to a woman about investing? Or have you overcome that hurdle already?
I think by bringing this investor, we have already came across that hurdle, and now I think the way we have actually designed this entire thing, any women who will sit and will explain them the things that how this is going to be working out for you, they'll be very comfortable speaking to our advisors.
Great. Do you also connect investors to existing, businesses also? Do you get into that as well?
Yes. So see what happens in our portfolio. We have real estate investment, we have startups, we have financial investments, we have another ventures where, and you can actually sustain your investment and diversify in different equations, right? It's very important. And why to bring all these options of different categories? Because this will give us also comfort to bring you more options, and you can actually easily give you flexibility in terms of returns or profits you're planning in coming 1 or 2 years of time, or maybe in a longer run.
Right. So I believe this is the first female-centric product in the region.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
And obviously you take pride in this product.
I do. My entire team actually.
Well, kudos to the team for thinking about us and thinking about her without him for a change. Talk to me about, the plan behind Investor. I'm sure this is not here for you mustn't have thought about this over a day or two. You would have sat and strategized and planned. What is the future of Investor right now, where we're currently seeing?
So there are two parts in this, very straight and very simple. The first is to bring that 12%, which in my company is the overall percentage of the women investor, to more than 80 or 90%.
Right.
Coming 2 or 3 years of time. And the another is the global initiative, wherein we actually want that globally, if we'll refer a couple of researchers, there is Trans America Retirement, which says that across approximately around 56% women are actually very much into their job, and they intend to work more than the age of 65.
Right.
Because they are not finding themselves confident enough to plan their early age of retirement. Right. So the another aspect is, if you refer a couple of more researchers, one of them actually says that 12% of the women globally are very much confident that they will be able to plan their early age of retirement. Because why it's happening? Because they must be into kind of a peers, or maybe a social network. They must be too much into financial things, or maybe the family must have supported. There could be any reason, but that percentage is very low. I want to change that percentage to more than 50% or 70% coming 2 to 3 years or 4 years of time.
Right. So, and what is the kind of vibe that you get from the market right now, where Investor is concerned? It's already floating out.
Yeah.
What is the kind of vibe that you get from the market? What is the kind of inquiries that have been generated out there?
Honestly speaking, the day we had an investor event a couple of weeks back, so that day we tend to talk to many, around 40 or 50 women, and the next day we got more than 100 and 150 inquiries on day-to-day basis. And that difference, I'll say on figures, when I say that we have more than 1,000 investors as an investment, then today we already have crossed 150. So we have started getting that percentage change.
Wow. And what's the process if I want to join, the campaign, or if I want to be a part of this and I want to invest, or I want to get my assets, secured? What do I do?
So we have our Instagram, we have our website. You just need to enter your number, and my advisor will call you. And then after that, everything will be taken care of from there.
Perfect. And everything is confidential?
Everything is confidential.
Okay. We're still in conversation with Shivansh Rachit. I'm not going to let him go because I have questions galore that I really need to bombard him with. Because he's come out with a product that is so beautiful, I'm not going to let him go. You stick around to Talk 100.3. When we get back, I'm talking to him about ways that women can take control of their retirement. Is this something you're interested in? If yes, then stick around. Welcome back to Mamma Mia. With me, Muriel, still in conversation with Shivansh Rachit, the founder and board member of Hedge & Sachs. We're talking to him about Investor and about the reasons why women should take time out and take that little penny out of your pocket. And it's time to invest. It's time to secure yourself, if the least to say so. Shivansh, please talk to me about the different ways that women can take control of retirement. I know, you've mentioned that one must create a budget, save for the retirement, decide on a plan. But in your perspective, and to put things in perspective rather, what is it that you'd like to bring out there, and how would you educate the people listening to you right now?
For the retirement thing specifically, I'll say that the first they should understand that how they should actually plan their long-term investments. Okay, if we talk about the day one of the thing that okay, you want an early just retirement. So what is the deadline for this? What is the you want in 10 years, or you want in 5 years, or you want in 15 years? So you have to be very practical, that how early you want your retirement, what is your income today, where are you sitting today? And there are actually, truly speaking, there are financial investments who can actually give you returns on monthly basis after your retirements. But to come to that part, you have to plan things from today. And what is the portion of your money you can sideline for those investments? You have to start planning those things with our advisors, of course, from today itself.
Oh, great. But what's the risk involved? Because anybody who puts their money in, there is obviously going to be a certain amount of risk that is involved. What is the risk that we're talking about?
So, of course, any investments comes with a risk.
Absolutely.
And we as an expert are there to mitigate that risk.
Right.
Or we'll always say that. And from the day one of investment, we'll take a pride again that not even a single investor has lost even a single penny.
Oh, wow.
Right. So from the day we have started, from a single investor, we'll again take a pride to say that she was a woman.
Oh.
I won't take her name because of the confidential reasons, but
right.
yes, and she's still with me, and she has actually doubled her portfolio.
Amazing. Wow. So kudos to you and then your team for bringing out such a fabulous product into the market. Is this particular targeted to a certain age group, or some maybe as young as 20, 21 who's earning a good enough amount of money can also look into investment?
I'll say it's not about the age. The day you have got into a job, I think that should be the first day to plan your investments. And the second day would be, I'll say, the day you realize that, okay, investment is actually important. So you should start from that day itself.
I wish I'd met you a bit earlier, Shivansh. I think knocked some sense into me. So talk to me about Investor and how is it helping working women in the UAE reach their financial goals? Everyone's goals are different. Mine could be different from yours. Yours could be different from somebody else's.
Of course.
How is Investor helping in achieving those financial goals?
In UAE specifically, I'll say we have expats in which, if I'll talk about the entire workforce, around 40%, more than 40% are women.
Right.
And I'll say that all of them, comparatively, if I talk about the entire other parts of the world, in UAE the conditions are still better because women are investing and they are very actively investing. It's just that they have already qualified the first two things. They have that intent of investment. So this first thing is clear. The only thing, the problem is they don't know the avenues of investments.
Right.
So we have already covered this first level, but we are actually working out on their financial goals. And most of them, I'll say, they are very smart in identifying their requirements. Right. Because they mostly are having with short-term plans of investments, short-term goals of buying a house, because you have endless number of opportunities here in real estate. You have opportunities in small ventures, because you must understand that in UAE it's one of the fastest growing economy, and here starting a business is one of the most easiest thing to do.
Absolutely, I agree. 100%.
And even buying a property is one of the most easiest thing to do if you plan things accordingly. So people do have goals, but most of them have short-term goals of owning property, making assets, building their assets in terms of liquidation, which can be liquidated today or maybe in 2 years or 3 years of time. And I think that's the best way to do it, to increase your net worth, increase your funds in terms of the growth and the profits which you will be making.
Right. And how does 2023 look in terms of forecast for anybody who's investing into any asset for that matter?
See, honestly speaking, one should be very careful if you are thinking of investments in the coming year, because as I said, the kind of geopolitical situations we are into and the changing economy we are, so you have to be very careful where you are putting your money. But at the same time, it's very necessary as well, because the changing economy can burn some of your cash savings account in some percentage due to inflation. But the other aspect of, I'll say, if you won't invest, then again you will start seeing that depreciation in your savings account.
Right, but everything has become so instant right now, Shivansh. I want instant money, I want instant this and instant that. So do you, as an organization, face that a lot from your customers, that humko instant sab cheezein chahiye on the plate right now?
So that's why our tagline is simplifying investments.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so it's not about we actually wanted you to come to more understand. Like, see, it's not about exactly about the coaching part, but giving you a solution, right? In terms of if you want something, then you should put it there, and you'll get this money in 30 days of time or 40 days of time in terms of profit. So there's something which comes under short-term planning of investments.
Right.
But if you wanted something in a longer run, of course, the percentage and the growth would be definitely, it's going to be different. Let's suppose if you invest in short term and you are making 1% or 2% a month, but in long run, it could be 1000x or maybe 2000x of your investments.
Right.
So both the things are completely different thing. But depending on your requirement, if you want something today or maybe 30 days of time, then and you have short-term plans, as I said, that definitely these short-term investments will work out for you.
You know, I really thought today's conversation would be extremely heavy, but I loved how you so seamlessly put it across, saying that invest now, invest for yourself, invest in yourself rather than anything else. Your last words of advice to everybody listening out right now.
So I'll say one thing that as I'm from the initial conversation, I'm saying that the current economy and the coming times which we are going into and our generations which will be coming up, we need to understand one thing, that investment today in today's scenario is just not the requirement, but it's the necessity. It's very much important for us to start divulging a bit of some portion of money to some of the avenues wherein we can actually make money with the right institutions.
Right.
So that practice has to be taken care from today itself, so that our coming generations also start doing the same thing. So
Great.
that's what I'm much more into, and by investor, definitely will be connecting with more and more women and more family, I must say, so that we can actually get into the deeper of problems, understanding the problems of individual, and be it a woman or a family or even a male.
Right.
It's not always, they see investment is everybody's right, I would say. And to understand the right investment, that's also the second most important thing. So with this investor, we'll definitely bring this 12% to another 80-90% in coming years.
Okay, like a breeze, he said exactly whatever was running on your minds. I mean, I hope this really, opens a few doors for a lot of individuals listening right now to the radio set. I hope you take a leaf out of today's show and do the right thing, take the call, invest in yourself, invest for you, for your future. I do know today's show is dedicated to the working women, but to the women who are also sitting at home. You too can look into investments. You too can probably nudge your partners into investing, keep a few bucks aside, try and see where you can take this. It's all about investing in you, and that starts from today. Investor, that's the place. Shivansh, thank you so very much for gracing our studios and having this lengthy chat with me and educating me more than anything on investor and the importance of financial literacy as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much.